My first real mower, a California trimmer. It was a great mower, but it only cut to 1/4 of an inch at the lowest, and I wanted to cut lower. So I got this Mclane 20-inch 10-blade greenskeeper mower. It is micro adjustable, and I have now where I can get it down to about 2 millimeter cut height. And that's really where I want to be with my putting green. So here's kind of me putting it together and getting it started. I hadn't mowed in a little while, so I was really ready to get back at mowing. There's just a little bit of assembly here. You know, I had to put the handle on, so I'd take a few screws out, reattach the handle upright. This here is the clutch rod, and this is probably the most important setup of this mower. I had to make a few adjustments here to get the throttle lever out, so I wrestled with that a little bit. It was really simple to install. Just routed it up here, a few screws, a couple nuts, got that tight. And I came over here to the drive rod. When I got this mower, for some reason the video disappeared. I'm gonna have to show you some current video of adjusting that clutch rod. Was a little confused on it as I read the instructions. So the important part about adjusting this clutch is you need to adjust this adjusting nut so that the clutch, when you pull the clutch handle up, be right at the specific spot between it turns, but if you back it off just a little bit, it doesn't turn when you pull the starter. There's a little bit of back and forth here trying to get this adjusted just right. I'm going to show you here on the lever how I figured out where the start and stop point was, where the clutch was engaging. And once I figured out that spot, I fine-tuned it so that right here, just when I pulled the engage lever in, it was just starting to spin. I found out when I first got this why it was really important to make sure this was adjusted properly. If it's too tight, you're going to snap the belt. I snapped my first belt probably 2 weeks, couple mows after I had got this, and I was a little upset because I didn't have one. I didn't know where to get one, so I had to search. Because, you know, mowing putting green has got to be done. It grows really quick, and you pretty much have to mow it twice a week, if not more if you can. I mean, I work, so it's tough for me to mow twice a week, at least in the summertime. Here in the Pacific Northwest, the sun is out a lot longer, but as the sun starts setting earlier, September, late September, yeah, you lose a lot of that sun. So now I'm going to adjust the engage handle. What I found is after some use here, it got a little sloppy and it wasn't popping back all the way when I would release the handle. I think when I had changed the belt for the first time, I had hit that and caused it to bend down. So the belts I have here are two different sizes. I felt that the belt size that Mclane calls for is a little too small, seems a little tight, so I got one a little bigger and I put it on and I did the adjusting, and it seems to be working good. I haven't had any belt problems since. Here's the clearance you need to have, or that you do have, from the belt cover. So when I did this video here, I found that my drive engage handle was a little sloppy, so I adjusted it to make it a little tighter. It just was flopping around a little more than I wanted. Here we got the bed knife adjustment bolts. They're pretty tight, but you have two on each side. Here's the inside view. This is how you adjust the bed knife to reel. And here's the two screws on this side coming out. The actual rod that goes across the front of the mower is what releases the tightness on the adjusting brackets so that you can adjust it up and down. This is the inside view of the two adjustment bolts that you need to loosen. Bolts you see here where the guide is for raising and lowering up and down. Here you got the power switch, got the oil fill cap here, throttle and fuel, got the air cleaner. The Mclane roller is set up so you can't really replace it. It also creates this extra stripe in your striping, which is kind of annoying. So I had a custom roller designed for me, and I'll get into that in another video to talk about the issues I had with it. Once I got it all together, I threw it out on the lawn. Putting green is a little long, so I'm going to do a couple of cuts. This is probably the longest it's been between mows. I normally keep it pretty trim. Trying my best to figure out how to engage and release. I like this Mclane a lot over the California trimmer. The fine-tune adjusting and the engage for the clutch and the gauge handle for the drive release makes it so it's a lot easier to maneuver this. You don't have that on the California trimmer. This mower will cut, I have it down to about 2 millimeters as the low, which is cutting at dirt level, just a little above. So this is my first mow after my last renovation. Started my first mow with my Honda rotary mower, and then once I got this in June, I did my first mow June 1st.